Good morning, or evening, depending on where you are. I'm going to let a few more people get in here and then I'll explain what's going on. Thought we would do something fun this Friday. Yes, it is evening. 9 p.m. or so in Manila. Hello, hello. Okay, here's what we're doing. Should be fun. Basically, what I want to do is allow someone the chance to design their own pin live. I'm going to do a random selection here in a second. And then what we're going to do is go through the steps. You're going to pick out the wood, pick out the shape, pick out the size, the whole nine. And no nifty glasses. I swapped up. So you're going to get the pin for free, and you're going to design it live and get to see it. So, all right. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to grab some paper and do a random number thing. What I want everyone to do here is you're going to pick a number. You get to pick one number, that's it. Don't ramble off a bunch of numbers, please. And if your number's selected, you're going to go through this. One thing before we start, just because of some people have connection issues and such, don't pick numbers yet. Is because of connection issues and such. If you lose connection or have a bad connection, please say so, because that's going to make it very difficult to do this. So, okay, looks like we have almost 50 people in here. So let's say a number between 1 and 100 and select a number. The closest without going over gets it. I'm watching. Okay, give you a few more seconds. Okay, gonna call it now. All right, I saw a 60. Who said 60 first? And Rosanna, I just saw you said it too before I said it. Someone said 60. I'm hoping I don't have to scroll up because I didn't catch the name. Did you say 60 originally, Rosanna? AYE, AYEP? Oh my, that's hard to pronounce. You said 60? Okay. All right, here's what we're going to do. Since there's two of you now, between Rosanna and AYEP, pick a number between 1 and 10. Just for Rosanna and AYEP. All right. The closest. Oh, here. I guess I should show too. Hold on. You can see, maybe? I don't know. There's 61 written there. And the number was 3, so AYEP, you're it. You get to design your own pin. Where are you located, AYEP, and what's your real name so I can... London, cool. Anna, okay. Anna in London is the winner. So what we're going to do is you're going to design your own pin. So let's start here. Do you have a wood that you know that you like, Anna? Or we're going to do a simple one wood pin with a friction polish finish. Okay, Kai, see you. Okay, let's start here. Do you like darker woods or lighter colored woods? Dark. Okay, I'm going to pull out a few pieces of dark wood here. Give me just a moment. Very dark. Okay. Give you a few choices here. Give me just a moment. Lots of wood to go through here. Okay. I'm just pulling out a few random pieces and then you'll get to pick your piece. Alright, see you later. Okay, let me flip the camera here. Okay, here's what I have pulled out that's dark wood. This is king wood. Got some ebony. Got some cocobolo. This is bois de rose. And this is camagon. So, this one. Okay, that's camagon. Alright, I'm gonna put you in the lathe here. Start thinking about shape you may want or what have you. I'm gonna get ready to start turning it down a little bit. And also, do you have a, Anna, do you have a pin now that you like? A pin holder now that you use that's comfortable for you, so I can determine size for you. Let me see if I can kill some of this noise. Give me a second. Okay, what's the pin? What's the pin you use now? Hello. It was done by Miles. Okay, Miles makes like a 9/16 3/8, I think. So we're gonna do. Is it comfortable for you? Too big? Too small? Get through these initial questions, and then this will be much more entertaining than just staring at a piece of wood. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go for a 9/16 by 3/8 grip. However long this piece happens to be, that's how long you're getting. So you're going to get about a 6.5 inch pin. I'm going to start now turning it down to size. So here we go. It's really noisy, so I won't be able to talk a whole lot. But yes, camagon's a very hard wood. It's used for fighting sticks in the Philippines. We're going to see how close I can get this into size just by guessing. Usually pretty decent at this. Hoping that should be about 9/16. Look at that. Doesn't even move. That's it. Hi everyone that's just coming in. Okay. All right, Anna. Let me turn this off in case you can't hear. Anna, do you have a preference in the foot shape? And by the foot shape, I mean the end of the pin. It can either be straight across, or I could angle the foot when it's done. You tell me. That's what we're doing here, designing it. Good. Sorry if you heard that. I'm blowing all the wood chips off my phone. Hoping Anna's still there. If not, someone else. Okay. Do you have a preference in the shape of the end of the pin? In other words, hold on, let me grab a couple pins. Okay, I'm back. Got two different types of pins here. We got this one being a classic foot, and this is an angled foot. Only difference between the two is this helps keep the foot of the pin out of the ink if you accidentally overdone. Okay, because that matters right now how I cut this. Okay, back to the pin. Start shaping it now. It's fun. It's fun turning, Nina. Okay, so there's the basic shape of it. Now we're going, this is going to be difficult because I usually reach where my camera is, so. Okay, there's the start of it. Okay. Gonna be lots of stopping and starting so you can hear. Okay, Anna, as far as tail shape, do you, there's pretty much, you give me a choice. I can do it. I could do like a long skinny. I could do a little bit thicker. I could do some swells. I could do it to where it swings out to a little bump right here behind your hand. Any preference? Could do a little bit ornate. I can't do super ornate. Long skinny with swells. Okay. All right. Perfect. Here we go. I thought it would be fun. Trying to think of something different to do. Don't get fired. what we can do is get the basic, and if you need to get to work, we can get these basic things done, and then I can go on. You can watch the replay. We're gonna do a couple swells in the tail. And they get to design it live too. About something like that. That's a rough shape. Like that. I can do a little bit of changing. Okay, we're going to go with that. Can you stay and watch it, Anna, or do you really need to get back to work? Let me know. I don't want to get you in trouble, and I've got enough. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to refine this shape a little bit more now that I've got the rough shape. Oh, you're the manager. There you go. Okay, so there's the rough shape. We'll start some sanding now. Oops. It depends. Something like this is rather quick because I'm going to be, you'll see the finish I do. Others I can have, I mean, there's pins that I have many hours into, so it varies drastically how long it takes. And I hope you can hear me. I'm trying to talk loud. Now we're just running through all the grits. Good. Anna, while you're on here, do you have like an Instagram account or something? Yes, it does hurt. Okay, what's your Instagram username? Is it the same as your name here? Okay, same. Okay, cool. I will, when we're done, DM me through Instagram, please, and give me your email address, and we'll work out shipping and all that. Someone asked if it hurts. Yes, this is getting really hot. And it's taken me a long time to build up the calluses to be able to hold it because it burns. Yeah, I ship all over the world. My designs, I don't necessarily make designs. I don't usually have much time. Most of what I do is based on custom orders, and custom order doesn't mean that I charge an arm and a leg. It just means you reserve a spot. So for example, you said you like the elder wand. If you wanted that, you would just email me and we discuss it. So, okay. Oh, missed one grit. Hold on. One more sanding grit to get through before we do this. Okay, we'll stop it here. You have an idea what it looks like. Yeah, the white's making the wood reflection. Not the best lighting. My grits are 120, 220, 320, 400, and 600 for the basic sanding here. I go up to 12,000 grit when I wet sand, but we're not going to be wet sanding this. What we're going to be doing is called a friction polish, and this is Hut PPP, Perfect Pin Polish. It's basically a mixture of shellac and wax, and it allows me, the wood is Kamagong, Kamagong. And this is how I am able to make my pins that cost, you know, around the $40 range or so, the $40 to $60 range. So, and you'll see why, because it's much quicker. Basically what you do is you just hold this bar on here and it starts applying it. And the heat from friction is melting it into the grain of the wood and creating a finish. Not as permanent as lacquer for shininess, but it protects the wood, it seals the wood, and it's good to go. So what you do now, and this is the part where if you do this, you got to be careful. I'm going to be heating it. And basically, this is going to get crazy hot by holding lots of pressure on this paper towel and melting it into the wood. And you can see how hot it's getting. It's actually burning. And it becomes shinier and shinier. And this is the first step. This is a satin polish. So it will create a satin finish on the pin. And then I'll apply another one for a gloss. The problem with wearing anything on your hands, like gloves and everything, is the fact this is spinning and it can catch and you can get hurt. So you don't ever want anything loose. You don't ever want anything that can catch in this and spin. So there's the first coat, and that's the satin. Next coat will be the gloss. What kind of, I use the most generic paper towels I can. And there's actually a reason for that. I want them to be stiffer and thicker, and that's especially for things like this. It's actually Kroger generic brand is what I buy. It's called friction polish. It's a mixture of wax and shellac. Okay, so now we've got that done. And we're going to part it off of the end, the tailstock. No, do not use fabric around it. A lathe. If you use fabric, it can catch. Hold on a second, let me apply this. If you use fabric, it can catch and it doesn't break. Paper towels can rip. So it's safer to use a paper towel because it will rip if it gets caught. Gloves, towels, things like that are horrible. Thank you, Phyllis. Okay, so now got it parted off of the lathe, the tailstock part of the lathe. I do get the pin state, but they don't have a lot that I can use, is the unfortunate thing. Because their pin state's a lot about kit pins. Right now I'm just sanding the end of the pin to finalize the finial shape. Yeah, the blanks are small. Although the little 5-inch blanks are used sometimes for burls and such if I happen to see one. But I don't like buying burls without seeing them. Okay, so the end is shaped, so now we're going to apply the friction polish onto the end of the pin. Doesn't take, but I do pins as inexpensively as like $44.99 or so. So I try to allow I don't think it's right to just have $150, $200, $300 pins. Doesn't do the majority of the world any good. So I try to make them at all price points for that reason. I'm not trying to limit this just to people that can afford very expensive luxury items. Okay, now we're going to hopefully not part this off the lathe. Yes, they are in US dollars. Okay. And here's what we got. There'll be a little bit more polishing on the buffing wheel, but that is your pin. There you go. All right, now we're going to go over and we're going to, you still there, Anna? I haven't seen you. There we go. Yeah, you are. Yeah, she wants the end angle, but I'm going to show you how I do that. That's something I've never shown, and I'm actually glad that she did because no one's ever seen me do it. Okay, I'm going to move the camera now, so expect a little bit of shaking and such. So here we go. We got to go to a different area in the shop. Okay, the first thing I do when I angle is, give me a second. We're going to cut the slot, and what I'm going to do before I cut the slot is I look for the nicest side of the wood, grain wise, and that's the side I want up, so you see it all the time. I assume hey, wait, I didn't even add. Yeah, you said angled, so we're making an oblique, and I assume a right oblique. Okay, all right. Oh, this is very simple for, you say this is a lot of work. This is nothing compared to, move my camera out of the way, I gotta cut it. I'm gonna cut the slot for the flange. Okay, got the slot cut. Now I need to buff it. First I'm going to get off the little nub on the end. Okay. Now we're going to go over to the buffer. Sorry for the earthquake of mess here. Okay. I'll buff it out just a little bit more to get the gloss shine a little bit glossier. Okay, there we go. We got a little bit more gloss to it now. So now we are going to make the flange and insert it, which won't take very long. Oof. A mess. Sorry about this. How much would this cost? This would be around $55 because the wood's a little bit rare. So let me get a piece of brass. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. And now going to make the flange for it. I assume you want brass and not nickel silver. Guess that you are designing your own pin, so you should have the choice. Brass with Kamagong. Okay. Do you make all your pieces yourself, or do you have help? I make everything. I do every single piece. I'm the owner, the manufacturer, the accounting department, the janitor. Could you show us the angle on the pin? Don't seem to notice it. There is no angle on the pin yet. That's the last step. You'll see. Let me turn on my branding iron 1 second. I do the angle very, very last when I make a pin. And you'll see how. A couple pins away. Always pins everywhere in this place. Shape of the flange made. Now I'm going to cut the angle. Where's the nib? There it is. Okay. So now in my fitment of, because if you've watched my other videos on YouTube, because fitment varies on pins, I have to cut each angle differently by hand depending on the size. This will fit any nib. There's you adjust a metal flange on an oblique pin holder to fit the nib that you're using. I have a video on my YouTube channel which shows you how to do it, and I also have one. Pliers are en route. Neither Paper and Ink Arts or myself expected as many to go as fast as they did. They're in production right now, and due to be shipped very soon. They come from Europe, so very soon. Okay, so now we've got it set with the angle and everything, and I'm going to pin the flange in place. I pin all my flanges, and on angled flanges I double pin, or angled foot, sorry. Okay. Bear with me 1 second. Thought I was all set up, but I don't have everything I need in place. Alright, so put pin number 1 in. So the angle of the flange, do you mean there's several angles on a flange? Someone said so tiny and I dropped the pin. Of course I did. Which angle are you referring to? There's several different angles on an oblique. I'm trying to get this all on screen when I do this, but the camera is blocking my view for this tiny work, and I've already dropped 1 pin. Correct. It cannot be moved. The nib, this angle right here cannot be changed, because the way I line it up is I line it up with a Leonard principle, because it's a medium length nib. So longer nibs you'll be able to adjust. The way you make it line up, you slide the nib in or out of the flange. For the most people will use the round pliers. The flat is more for production stuff. Hold on a second and I'll show you. Give me 1 second. There, in case you don't know, I have my own line of pliers. These are made specifically for nib flanges. The round pair is what you use to shape the flange. That's the more popular one. The flat makes the flange, but you can also use it to crimp in the metal too. So, okay. All right. So now getting ready to. Let me get everything in my hands and ready to go. I need to do one little epoxy shot. Give me a second here, sorry. Okay, so now we have the pin like this. Alright, and we got to angle the end. The way I do that is on a belt sander. It's very simple. Going to the belt sander now. Okay, and what I'm going to do is, it's hard to see, but I'm just going to lay it on the belt sander and sand off to where it's flat. And I do that carefully. Actually, when I do it, I start here and I roll up so I don't cut off all the end of the brass here. So this is going to be loud. Bear with me a second. Okay, and that was it. That's all it took. Now I'll take it, and I've got a little finer sandpaper thing here. You can see it's actually a sharpening stone, but I put thicker grit paper on it. And I just sand it off. Yeah. It's not like carving by hand, is it, Lindsay? So, there, now it's smoothed out. Yeah, that's, the machine is it, you know, I mean, I'm got quite a bit invested in tooling to be able to do this at a faster rate. So the last part, going over here back to the bench. So I'm going to brand the thing. And put the yoke stamp on it. Hit all the edges here, and then the last thing I do is I also sand the brass off. Let me move this to my bench. I sand the brass off so it's easier on the hands, and then I'll seal the end of it. And there is your pin, Ann. How it's made. That's funny. So I'll take a nice picture here in just a few and post it on Instagram so you can see, and also DM me via Instagram, please, and give me your email address so I can email you and get your shipping information, and I'll get this shipped out to you. So there you have it. My Instagram name is Yoke Pin Company. Yeah, the name is on it. It's there, you can see. On the lower end pins, that's all I do. On my higher end pins, anything that has a standard lacquer finish, I actually engrave the flange too. So I just don't engrave it to keep the cost down on these lower end ones. Yeah, you just email me. I'm in Indiana, in the U.S. And yeah, if you want to email me, you can get all the information from my website, yokepincompany.com. But there you go. I would assume this is the first ever live design of a pin holder on the internet. So I will leave this video up for 24 hours. I'll post a picture to Instagram shortly. Yep. So, all right. Congrats, Anna. I'll talk to you soon. Get this in the mail to you. I'm not going to do another scope right now. I mean, I'm sure I do all kinds of giveaways and stuff. So just follow me and you'll see lots of pins that are given away. So, all right, everybody, have a good weekend. See you later.